Hello everyone, and welcome back to Soccer Unboxings. So in today's video, if you can tell by the description or the title of this video, it is going to mostly be a sort of casual talky video today. Mostly because my figures haven't come in the mail yet, and unfortunately I probably cannot pick them up till Wednesday of this week because my car needs new tires and then it also has to get inspected, so it's a double whammy for my car. And also, like, this past week, as I'm recording this video, I've just been a bit physically and mentally exhausted. Mostly because, you know, work has been a lot. I feel like maybe a bunch of my coworkers have just been on vacation and there's literally not a lot of us working. And I know that some people have quit because some of them were, like, college students and they graduated and they got a full-time job, so the job that I'm currently working at was temporary for them, and yeah. I'm obviously not going to say where I work. I don't know, I just feel like a bit private about that, but essentially I have like a normal shift, like 8 to 4, and I feel like that's fine, but I work also very, very early in the morning. I should more likely say overnight. Sometimes I have to be at work at 3 a.m. and sometimes I have to be there at 5 a.m. And the 3 a.m.s can get pretty freaking bad, and obviously I don't get out until 9 a.m. and when I do, I come home, I take a shower, and then I sleep until like the afternoon, so obviously that takes a lot of time from like making these videos. So there's that, and I feel like it's been a bit crazy just because there's like hasn't been a lot of people around to help, and yeah, so it's a lot of stress as well. And additionally, my grandparents' health at the moment is mostly like, you know, physical, like aches and pains and all that, and you know, they can't really obviously move around as much as they used to without pain, and you know, me and my parents are having to check in on them more often now, just to make sure that they're okay. You know, obviously nothing critical thankfully, but you know, obviously, you know, they're at that age where, you know, they're starting to really slow down. So yeah, we have just been like a little bit stressed about that. And yeah, so obviously I just mostly want to do this sort of chatty video just to talk about, you know, other things, some other like a little bit more positive things, like things I've been getting into recently. And yeah, and obviously I also do want this to just be sort of a thank you video. At the time of me recording this, I have 85 subscribers at the moment, which I feel like to a lot of people may not be like, oh, outstanding and fantastic, but I'm quite happy, to be honest. It's also because like I feel like I didn't, you know, think I could reach this in, you know, how many videos I've made, and mostly it's just, you know, it just kind of feels nice, even though obviously it's not like 1 million subscribers or whatever. I'm just, you know, I feel pretty satisfied. Cause, you know, if you can't tell from maybe just my ums and just awkward pauses and just jumbled up words, I feel like I'm just quite a bit like socially awkward. Like, I don't know, I'm not the most talkative person. Like, public speaking just gives me sweats and it's just awful. I worry what people think about me, and I feel like obviously a lot of people have this issue, but yeah. So there's that. But I'm just overall, you know, happy, and I'm quite grateful that people are interested in my content, and it does kind of give me a boost of confidence because sometimes I just feel like I don't have confidence. And yeah, so obviously thank you all so much for taking the time to watch these videos. Thank you so much for 85 subscribers, and yeah, I hope you all look forward to what any type of content I have in the future and what figures and merch that I have in store for you all. And now, kind of moving on, I'm gonna actually, you know, not do this like talk like physically. I'm actually gonna have a sort of speed paint in the background, and yeah, of like a sort of gift for one of my friends. So that's gonna be in the background while I talk about any sort of future plans I have for the moment for this channel, just some ideas I have currently, some stuff I've been getting into, and then obviously the last one is kind of like a personal sort of topic because It's something I want to get back into, and I don't know if I'll do it on this channel or I'll make another channel dedicated to it, but yeah. So without further ado, let us get on to the speed paint and the talkie bits. So starting off, I think I should obviously mention who I'm drawing exactly. So this is Shadow Man and Blues, or Proto Man, from the Mega Man series, and this is specifically the designs from the Mega Man, Mega Mix, and Giga Mix series by Hitoshi Ariga. It's a very nostalgic series for me because I believe I got into the series around 2009, I believe, so yeah, very, very long time ago. And yeah, I think it's probably one of my favorite manga series. I mean, I feel like that's like what kind of opinion is that? But I don't know, I just absolutely I like the stories that were told. I liked the Robot Master designs. I think they were absolutely amazing designs by Hitoshi Ariga. If you're a Mega Man fan, I definitely recommend reading these, like they're so good. And obviously two of my favorite characters personally are, of course, Shadow Man and Blues. I really like their designs, and you know, the interactions, they have a few interactions between themselves, and I don't know, I kind of like them overall. Definitely, I don't know, to me, husbandos. I mean, weird opinion, niche husbandos, but husbandos to me nonetheless. And yeah, so I'm drawing them for a friend. I definitely draw Shadow more than Blues, so if Blues, he kind of looks a little bit, I feel like he looks still a little bit wonky, mostly because I don't draw him too much, which I really should. I really should get back into drawing him, but yeah. It's these two. I love them. So anyway, let's get on to the topics at hand. So I forgot to mention this in my intro, but with my June 2022 pre-orders, unfortunately one of them has been delayed, and it is the Onmyoji Sokure figure. So unfortunately he's been delayed till September of 2022, which means I will have 2 Onmyoji figures in September, unless the other one that's supposed to be released in September gets delayed. So there's that. Was kind of looking forward to him, and now I have to wait another 2 months, and again, because he's a provisional pre-order, I may or may not get him. Hopefully I do, but during that span of time, I hope that they basically perfect this figure, and yeah, so obviously, still gonna have to wait on him, unfortunately. So, this topic that I'm going to be talking about is mostly video game stuff, mostly with games that I've played, or like video game announcements. Haven't unfortunately played a lot of video games recently, even though I love to play them, mostly because of just, you know, time, obviously. But there's been one game that I've been playing a lot of, and it is Cuphead. Played this game back in launch day, and now they finally released the DLC, the Delicious Last Course, and I've just been playing the heck out of it. Very good overall. I love the addition of Miss Chalice, how she's very different from Cuphead and Mugman, and just, yeah, the bosses are still amazing, the hand-drawn animation is amazing, and yeah. So I recently got all of the achievements on there. It was pain, but I got them, and now I'm just currently trying to get 100% on the DLC, which right now involves me beating the bosses on Expert, which has been a very big challenge, because some of them I just struggle with. But yeah, overall, you know, very happy to see this DLC finally be released, and I think it's obviously amazing, so yeah. Definitely recommend playing Cuphead if you like this sort of like 1930s, 40s art style. And yeah, it's just very amazing, very hard, but an amazing game nonetheless. So after that, I'm going to be moving on to announcements. So first off, we have obviously, you know, maybe not so recent now that I'm talking about it, but of course some new, you know, Pokemon news, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Quite excited for those games. I don't think I'll get them on launch day. Well, we'll have to see. I would like to play them though, because, you know, I love seeing the new Pokemon and just the new, you know, new story, of course. I feel like I'm team, like, the legendaries I think look very cool. I think I'm team Violet though, because I do like the design of that legendary more than the other one. I forgot their names, and so there's that. But yeah, obviously excited for this new region, what the story will be. We don't know who the new evil team is. Hopefully they're evil because, like, obviously I feel like with Sword and Shield, Team Yellow wasn't really evil, you know. But yeah. Also, I am personally team Sprigatito, so the cat grass starter. I think he looks so cute overall. I do like cats, so it's a little biased. And I feel like I mostly picked the grass type because I mostly really like their designs and all that. Second would be fire, and third would be water. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion that I don't prefer the water starters. But yeah, I don't know. Just overall, just like some designs just stand out to me more than others. Obviously, when they do release the evolution line, that may obviously change my opinion. But for right now, I am currently Team Sprigatito, and yeah, I'm just very excited to see what this game has in store for when it comes out later in November this year. So I guess sort of the last video game announcement I want to talk about is one that I feel like, you know, like a lot of fans of this series have seen coming, and it is, of course, the recently announced Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. Very hyped for this because in terms of Mega Man series that I love, I'm more of a classic and a Battle Network fan. The only games I've played, though, I've played 2, 5, and 6, so I'm very excited to play also the other games, but yeah, just very excited for it. It's obviously, I feel like also quite a nostalgic series for me. I should also get the art book that they have, because obviously I really like the designs of the characters, but yeah, obviously very, very excited. These games are quite long though, and there's different variants like Pokemon. It adds a lot of replayability, and this also comes with, I think, concept art, I want to say, and it also comes with a sort of music list from the series. There's a lot of good like music in the Battle Network series, but yeah, very excited. But considering how long these games are, along with obviously the post-game content is a lot, so yeah, it's gonna be quite a while for Capcom to put it on, you know, like on a disc. So now moving on to 2 manga specifically that I'd like to talk about. One of them is still ongoing and has recently come out of hiatus, and the other one I just completed a couple of days ago. And we'll start off with the one that came back from hiatus, and it is Land of the Lustrous, or Hoseki no Kuni as it's known in Japan. I have to say this is probably one of my top manga of all time. I really love the characters, the designs, the world, and just the overall story it has to tell. And I think it's been over, like, it's been a year and a half since it went on hiatus. And let me tell you, it was an agonizing wait. Like, I've never felt like such a long wait for a series. Like, I'm like, when is this coming out of hiatus? Like, I need to know. And blessed be Haruko Ichikawa, the mangaka, has blessed us with a new chapter, and the story has continued. So obviously I'm very, very hyped to see where the story goes. Currently where it's at, if you've read the series, I feel like we are at the home stretch, essentially. So this is like a series I really want to know how it ends. I really want to know how it ends and what's gonna happen, so yeah. Very excited overall. If you've read before the hiatus started, chapter 95 was just like a big cliffhanger. That's all I gotta say. I'll try not to go into spoilers. And yeah, I just want to obviously see what happens to the characters, how it ends, and it just gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Also, you know, I still have to kind of wait because this is a monthly release, so there's waiting in between. It's not like Weekly Shonen Jump where it's like every week is a new chapter. No, this takes every month. Oh, God, which is like also like a bit of a wait, but yeah. Overall, you know, I'm glad that Haruko Ichikawa took a break. I feel like obviously that's important for like artists and mangaka and authors, you know, to take a break. Like, I feel like they shouldn't be afraid to, because for the sake of their health. I would hate to see like a mangaka I love work themselves to death, and I feel like, you know, people should obviously be pretty understanding about that because, you know, it's about their health, and I'm assuming a lot of fans obviously would like to see how these stories end, and I would not want to personally jeopardize the health over just seeing the series end, like, quickly. So yeah, or like, you know, obviously it, you know, the author passing away and it just being left unfinished. Like, that's obviously, it's very sad. It's very sad. So again, I'm, you know, grateful that the series is back, but I'm also, you know, very happy that Haruko Ichikawa did take as long as a break as she did to, you know, just take some time to herself, because I feel like that's important for everyone. Now, the last series I have to talk about is one that I'm very hyped for, because part 2 of this series I think is coming July 14th, I believe. But anyway, I'm very hyped for this, and it is, of course, Chainsaw Man. I actually recently got into the series because I saw a Zine off of Twitter, and I just loved the art and just like the merch that was coming out for it. So I ended up pre-ordering it, and I'm like, I need to justify pre-ordering the Zine by actually reading the manga. So I've read all of it. I've read all 97 chapters, I believe, and I'm in love with the series. I really liked I guess the last 10 or so chapters of it. I just thought it was just like amazing, and oh my god, I don't know how else to describe it, obviously without giving spoilers, but I'm just overall just really enjoying it. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in part 2, where the story of Denji, what course it will take, and yeah. Some of my favorite characters from the series, I feel like Power might be one of my favorites. I don't know, she was just like very like herself. I don't know, I just thought Power was just very cute overall. I did also like Makima. I don't know, something about her I just really like. I like Angel as well. Quan Chi, I believe is her name. And her also little harem of fiends, if you've read up to, you know, if you've read the chapters she's in. I feel like the character though, like, I was like thinking throughout this series, I felt so bad for Aki. Like, my god, like the stuff he kind of goes through and just like what happens to him, I just feel bad for him. If you know, you know. But yeah, I don't know, Aki was just kind of like I feel like kind of like a sort of tragic character. Like, I felt just bad for him overall, and yeah. My god. But obviously, for my upcoming haul, I did get some Chainsaw Man merch, and obviously I'm just very excited. And personally with the manga, I did read it online, but I do kind of want to collect those physical volumes, but I'll probably wait for a box set. Like, I feel like with some popular series like Chainsaw Man, like Demon Slayer, I prefer to wait for, also Jujutsu Kaisen, should have mentioned that too. I would prefer to wait for a box set to come out and just get it, because, you know, the box set comes with, you know, probably some cool stuff. So yeah, there's that. So Chainsaw Man, very hyped for its return, and I will obviously hopefully be reading it regularly when it comes out. So now moving on to an Nendoroid that has been sort of the hot topic of debate, mostly for like sort of the negative responses on my figure collection and elsewhere. It is, of course, the Yuki Soma Nendoroid from Fruits Basket. A lot of people are upset with this figure because of just, it's made by Toy Tech, and obviously I feel like a lot of people in the figure community know about Toy Tech. They're known for the infamous Chica Nendoroid and how bad she turned out. So people are obviously worried about the quality of this Yuki Nendoroid, and obviously a lot of people have been complaining about the seams on his wrists are one of them. And just like his like lack of accessories, especially for that price. On Ami, it says the original price was 7,979 yen, which is crazy for this Nendoroid considering the price. And with discounts, he's 6,700 Japanese yen, which is around $49.23. It still, I feel like, is pretty expensive for like this kind of Nendoroid where he barely comes with anything. And yeah, I really feel bad for the Fruits Baskets fans, because obviously Toy Tech is making them, and this is not how much a Nendoroid should be, which is a shame. But yeah, there's just been that, and obviously now people are worried, of course, how much Kyo is gonna cost, and oh god, I don't know. I think he's cute, but obviously I personally don't trust Toy Tech with obviously the quality. After obviously, I feel like you can't go back once you screw up like a fan favorite character like Chica. So yeah, I still think obviously the price is definitely turning a lot of people off. And yeah, so there's him. Very, very disappointed figure for a lot of people. So now moving on to sort of another Nendoroid I kind of want to talk about. Also quite expensive, but somehow costs a little bit less than the Yuki Soma Nendoroid. It is the Hades Thanatos Nendoroid. I was so freaking excited to see him up finally for pre-order. I really love the gold details and just the sculpting on his outfit overall. And the scythe is beautiful. I love it. Somehow this makes him less than the Yuki Nendoroid. So originally he's 7,700 yen, still a lot. On AmiAmi he's 6,460 yen, which is roughly $47.47. So obviously I really like the sculpt, I really love the look of Thanatos, I love the scythe, of course. And he also comes with like his sort of butterfly charm, which I think it's been a while since I played Hades, but you know, it's obviously an equipable item by Zagreus that gives like sort of special effect. And he also comes with Mort, which is like this little plushie. If you've played the games, you know what Mort is. And yeah, just really like the just overall look of him. My biggest complaint though with this Nendoroid is the faceplates, because he only comes with 2 faceplates, which is disappointing. And the problem is, you really cannot tell the difference. Like, the only way you can really tell is the eyebrows. So his default face is obviously, the eyebrows are a little bit more like diagonal, so he's a little bit more like serious or angry looking. And the other one is supposed to be like a smiling faceplate, so I'm doing like air quotes, because it doesn't really look like it. Obviously the eyebrows are a little bit more gentle looking on there. So there's that. I did end up pre-ordering him even with those, you know, even with that nitpick that that his faceplates are just not the greatest in the world, because I love everything else about him. I do kind of wish though that Good Smile would kind of look at like some of the portraits, like from Hades. Granted, obviously some of them aren't, you know, there's not a lot of variant portraits for some of the characters. It's mostly, of course, with Zagreus. But, you know, obviously I had to look this up. And I feel like the portrait that they use for Thanatos is, you know, you can definitely tell he's smiling in that. So I don't know why, like, Good Smile just didn't, you know, quite look at the picture. Just kind of made him look like he's smiling a little bit more. I think, obviously, that looks definitely, like, a bit better than the smiling faceplate that they decided to give him. That's just me. Like, I'm looking at it now and you can, you know, I feel like you can tell a little bit more. It's maybe because I feel like they just used the same mouth as the default, that's why it's kind of looking like that, but yeah. I've seen people argue that Thanatos isn't the most expressive, so that's why, but I feel like, I don't know, I personally feel like they could have just, you know, made him, like, smile a bit more. But yeah. So there's Thanatos. He's not coming out until January 2023. And I'm overall excited for him just because I really like Thanatos as a character. He's got a scythe. I'm very excited to put him with Zagreus. And yeah, so, you know, even with those faults of poor or lack of good faceplates, I still overall really like him. So now moving on to this next section, the second to last section. I guess I just want to do a bit of advertising. I do kind of feel like a little bit weird about this, and it's mostly because I feel like people will react negatively. I don't know, that's just me. Obviously advertising is important to get yourself sort of out there. It's something I feel like I'm just quite shy about, because again, I don't know how people will react and all that. But yeah, so first with some of my social medias, I do have a Twitter and I have an Instagram. The Instagram is mostly for art. I'm not sure if I'll do ever like a sort of figure picture Instagram. I'll have to see. But there's those two out at the moment. And I feel like I really should upload more to my art Instagram just because of plans that I have for the future revolving around art, so I'll have to do that. And if anyone is interested in supporting me, I guess a little bit financially, like no matter what, it's the best place I have right now is a Ko-fi. I have that up right now, and you know, you can donate. Obviously all this is optional. I should say that. But yeah, if anyone does feel like possibly supporting me a little bit, like financially, coffee's the way to go. I would obviously like to set up a proper Patreon in the distant future with a whole bunch of goals and, like, you know, different types of videos. Obviously, I do collect some, like, not safe for work figures, so I might do that, or obviously some other sort of stuff. But yeah, so there's that. If anyone's, like, interested in, like, following me on any of those platforms or supporting me via coffee, that'd be very nice. But again, all this is optional. I'm not gonna, you know, hold you down or anything about it. But yeah, just want to mostly just advertise those because I feel like, again, I just really don't mention them throughout my other videos. So this topic that I want to talk about is a little bit of a more, like, serious thing for me, at least, or it's a little bit more personal, and it is something that's been on my mind for a while. It's something I feel like I've been neglecting, and it is, of course, making art. So yeah, I've been making, like, art for a while. I wouldn't say I'm, like, great or anything. I'd say I'm decent. Maybe that's just me just being humble and just maybe, you know, not feeling like I'm on the level of some other people. But yeah, so obviously I've been making art for quite some time. Definitely manga and anime have gotten me into this passion of making art, and yeah. So obviously I haven't had the proper time to make art, mostly because of, you know, work and just, like, physical and mental fatigue, stuff in life happening, and all that. And on a side note, I definitely do not blame this channel, this unboxing channel, for taking up my time with, you know, preventing me from sitting down and making art properly, because I genuinely love sharing my, like, you know, my figure collection with you, any sort of merch that I've gotten with everyone. And yeah, so, you know, I'm just very grateful for, again, the support that you all have given me. You know, the likes, the comments, the views, you know, all that jazz, all that stuff, you know. I just really appreciate it, and I do not want anyone to think that this unboxing channel is just, like, dragging me back or, like, taking me down from properly, like, doing, you know, art on the side, because I feel like in the end it is my responsibility for taking that time to schedule myself a bit better and to sit down and probably make art when I have the time, while also sort of multitasking with this channel. And yeah, but again, this channel, I definitely really do love making content for this channel. I definitely do not want to quit anytime soon. My schedule may change depending on what I'm doing with, like, my art, like any plans I have with it, but I don't want to blame this channel for taking away my time, because again, I really love doing this, and I want to say, you know, thank you all again for all your support. And so yeah, obviously just back to like art. Yeah, I've just, you know, been passionate about it, and I've, you know, I want to, of course, make merch, like art merch, because it's been, like, my goal to open up, like, a online shop and all that, just to sell merch. And I had the idea of doing it back in 2022, the beginning of 2022, but that didn't quite happen. I did kind of just do a sort of test, like, with, like, buying, uploading my art to specifically Vogue Race, because I know they do, like, you know, different types of, like, merch that artists can put their art on. And yeah, I did that, and I do like their quality, so I'll probably use them in the future. And yeah, I do have some merch made of some characters that I love, but I won't be probably showing it in this video. But yeah, so there's that. It's just been a goal for me, so that's obviously something I want to sort of sit down and, you know, take the time to do. You know, it's sort of like a side job, and, you know, maybe that's, you know, another way that can help me financially, because again, it's just sort of like a little dream of mine. And yeah, and I also just haven't had the time to just, you know, sit down and do a proper colored piece like I'm doing in the background. And yeah, I obviously would like to continue to improve my skills, because I feel like there's a lot of things I'm lacking in. Like, for instance, I feel like character poses are like not that well versed for me. Like, I feel like I just do basic poses. They're not that dynamic or anything. Backgrounds I don't really do, which is something I should get onto, and just there's just a lot of stuff I feel like I can improve on with my art. And And I would have liked to upload art to this unboxing channel. My one issue though is I feel like I should kind of keep it separate because I don't want to upload a speed paint video and then, people say, oh, she made a video, and then all of a sudden they see it's a speed paint video and then I disappoint a million people. But that's just my thought, I just don't want, people to be like underwhelmed, specifically because this is supposed to be an unboxing channel. So I'll probably dedicate a whole separate channel to art, and I do kind of want to try animation, but again, that is a little bit time consuming, so we will have to see. And I also kind of had this idea that I don't know, when I'll do in the future, but it's an idea I had that I may or may not upload to this unboxing channel, just because it has to kind of do with figures, and it is sort of, how art gets turned into a figure. And I was thinking of just concepting some possible figure designs of characters that I personally really like that don't get a lot of love, and just thinking of ideas that they can be translated into a figure in the future, and thinking about what my thought process of why I came up with this idea, what accessories I'd include, maybe even pricing. Again, I'm not that good with guesstimating figure prices, so just thinking of the price, the scale, what type of figure to be. Will it be like a scale figure, a Nendoroid, Figma, etc.? So that's just an idea I had, just because I feel like it'd be a cool idea, just have this own sort of personalized art that I'd like to picture one day being a figure, which I probably won't because I'm but yeah, I can dream. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, I just wanted to make this sort of art section. It might be a bit long, but I just kind of want to get it mostly off of my chest just because of how I've been feeling about it. So yeah, if things change on my unboxing channel, I will let you all know in the future if I have to take some time to myself to make art and to just, make merch as well so I can eventually sell. So yes, that's just my thought on art overall, and I am hoping to get back to it quite soon. So pretty much in this last section, I will be talking about video ideas I have planned for the future, currently in my head right now. And so the first 3 I have in mind are basically collection videos. 2 of them will be, of course, from specifically, some anime and manga series that I watched that I have basically a bunch of merch and some figures from, so I'll be doing that. And of course, the third one is going to be sort of a themed collection video. So basically, as an example, I have obviously figures with scythes and figures with cherry blossoms. That's not it. Those won't be the figures I'll be discussing. It's obviously, there's obviously it's a very popular type of figure in the community. I won't say what, but yeah. So there's that. And of course, eventually I do want to do a collection, a full figure collection video, and of course a room tour. But I do want to get those out of the way, so I don't want to spoil them for a sort of future specific collection video. And of course, the other video type I want to do is, of course, making art that I would like to see turn to a figure, just sort of concepting, what type of characters I'd like to see as figures. And I do have some ideas, which I might, split into groups, because, there's a whole bunch of characters I like that don't have figures, and it's probably going to be long, plus I'm going to, explain my idea and stuff. So, yeah, so that's going to be probably a multiple part series, so I hope you guys are interested in that. Of course, there'll be, hauls and, pre-order videos and figure announcements, all that. But if you guys have any, of course, topics you want me to talk about, in a video, just, let me know in the comments. I am open to any suggestions, pretty much, because sometimes I cannot come up with my own ideas, so, why not try and collaborate with your audience? I think it'd be fun. So that's pretty much the end of this video. I hope you guys didn't mind this kind of talky video, but again, I just kind of needed a sort of break. And, obviously, I could unbox figures, but of course I don't have any to unbox, and, I just kind of wanted to do a sort of chatty video, just get my feelings out, I guess, and just, sort of ideas I have for future videos, and just, of course, give you all a thank you, because, obviously, while the, 85 subscribers May not seem like a lot to some. I feel like it's like a lot to me considering how my self-confidence is, I guess. But yeah, so of course I will keep the videos coming. I'll let anyone, like, in a future video, I will let you all know if I have, like, schedule plans change or any of that, or just, you know, updates. So yes. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night wherever you are, and take it easy. Goodbye.